Bobby Dirkens here. It's Memorial Day. And first of all, I want to thank every soldier who sacrificed for his country. And you get to come home and listen to people on TV talk about how horrible we are when you've been across the world in other places where it actually sucks. It's just we get the liberty to say how we feel here, and when we get our panties in a wad, we start saying that our country's awful. But we know better. We know better. So thank you to all the soldiers and to the families of those who's lost their family members because they chose to wear a uniform. We appreciate you. So I can't really do anything that'd ever make it up to you, but I can show my appreciation by making fun of the Gamecocks, our feather foe down there in Columbia, South Carolina. So what am I doing? Oh, Bobby here's going to pick the guitar and write a little, or sing a little chorus to you that I just wrote. Hope you enjoy it. If you're Gamecock, you'll hate it. But if you're anybody but Carolina, you might piss a little, you laugh so hard. It would suck to be a Gamecock, 'cause you would never win. Then you'd whine like a little baby and blame the conference that you're in. You hadn't played Alabama since 2010. Yeah, you won, but you know what I'm saying. The chickens get awfully cocky about the last game of the year, but Clemson rips your ugly feathers off and they drink a celebratory beer. I like it. That's right. Bobby Dirkens laying it down. Well, I will finish that song if you like it, but it's big for me. I'm reaching out to everybody, all my viewers, and I want you to tell me a team aside from Clemson who is relevant to college football, and I want you to start giving me ideas. And I am actually going to look at their team. I'm actually going to learn some stuff about their team. And then I'm going to, then I'm just basically just going to do a summary on their team. I'm going to talk about the good stuff. I'm going to talk about the bad stuff. I'm going to talk about the stuff that nobody's talking about. I might even make up a few lies and tell about them. But this is where you get to tell me what you want to hear about aside from Clemson. Now, Clemson's my baby. My blood runneth orange and I love them. But y'all all know that when my Tigers aren't doing the right thing, no matter who's the coach, and I love Sweeney, I'll tell you that it's going to be bad. I mean, listen to me right now. Just because she's my grandma, when she got caught robbing that bank, she still needs to be sent to prison. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't going to say, well, I know she shot 5 people, but that's grandma, and we're just going to let her. But now, I'm not one of those people. Those type of people suck, and we hate them. And we all know we hate them. But if you want me to pull you away from the suits and ties that's on TV and tell you the truth about conferences, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what somebody's paying me to say. I, Bobby Dirkens, I am a free thinker, and I will tell you the truth no matter who it's about. So, let's be honest with ourselves. Alabama's a huge contender this year. You may love it, you may hate it, it may make you crap your britches a little bit about how bad you hate it, maybe even throw up in your mouth. But at the end of the day, as long as Nick Saban's down there, they're going to be a problem. And they will rule the roost, so to speak. That they won't rule Carolina's roost because Carolina won't play them, hadn't played them since 2010. Anyway, the truth is, I'll just tell the truth about a team whether I like them or not. And it is what it is. So y'all be thinking up who you want to. Go down there in the comment section. And real quick, listen to me. I've had some people recently comment on my stuff, and I'm going to tell you, I love it when you comment. I appreciate it. But I approve everything that I put up. So when you get on a cussing rant, I know we all adults here, and we can say, well, that's just the world. Shut up. Keep it clean. These youngins are watching this stuff. They're looking at it. The way I do things is, I just try to keep it clean, where if my kids went on there and looked at the comments, they wouldn't be looking at me going, hey, Daddy Dirkens, thought you said I couldn't say that. Why you let that on your board? So y'all just be good. Just keep good. If you're going to say the S-H-I-T word, just put crap down there. And if you're going to say any other words, put something there in its place. You can just be respectful. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I've ever asked. But thank you for commenting. So in this moment, I'm going to talk about our Tigers. Now, today is May the 28th. It'll be no time we blink our eyes, and guess what? It'll be football season. Now, I already did a video a couple of days ago where I talked about it. It's at the end of the day, I talked about how Josh Belk had transferred, or he's going to transfer, probably going down to South Carolina. Hunter Johnson has left, and we know that's going to leave a void, especially if we start having quarterbacks going down. But what I can say is that we have a lot of talent. We do have a lot of ability, and I am just really interested. To me, everything hinges on this quarterback situation. I know that this is a dead horse, but the media is staring it down. The other day, I watched a guy on YouTube. He has a big following. I actually like him. He actually covers just sports in general. And what was he talking about? He was talking about Clemson's quarterback situation. Let me tell you this: if you're a Clemson fan, you just need to hear this and you need to know this, and you don't need to fight against it. Kelly Bryant is a fantastic athlete, and I have said this, and I know you're like, I'm tired of hearing this, Bobby. But here's the thing. You need to hear it. Kelly Bryant is a fantastic athlete. We can move him somewhere else. It'll help his draft status. I'm for Kelly. I'm not against him. But I'm telling you, if he is a starting quarterback for us, we got a problem. He'll start the first part of the season. But he goes down there to College Station, and he starts playing around. Guess what they're going to do? I said College Station. I meant A&M. I'm sorry, my mind's everywhere. He goes down to A&M, and he starts having problems. Let me go ahead and tell you, I think that is College Station. Anyway, who cares? Lawrence is coming in, and it's going to remind you of when Watson was sitting on the bench and Cole Stout was starting the game against Georgia. And the only thing that I hope here is that if Lawrence comes in and is doing well, they don't do to Lawrence what they did to Watson, and that was pull him and put the starter back in who was struggling. And I know some of you're so high on Dabo Swinney. I love Dabo Swinney. But it's just like my grandma. Everything that goes through my grandma's mind and comes out just because I love her and just because she's done well in certain things doesn't mean that everything that goes through her mind and every decision she makes that I'm going to agree with. That doesn't mean I throw her away, but that also doesn't mean that I agree with everything she does. And the thing I'm going to say right here is some of these coaches, except for Nick Saban, some of these coaches, okay, I'll say this, 99 out of 100 coaches would have not done what Saban did in the national championship. When he pulled a guy who was, 25-1 or 25-2, it was a starter, and he got them 2 consecutive national championships. Nobody would have done that because logically on paper it doesn't look right. You're like, why do you go and pull that? That doesn't make sense. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Saban remembers that his number one goal is to win. And that if anybody on that team is loyal, true loyal to their team, their loyalty is to winning. As long as it's ethical and it's not illegal and you're not, like Miami, sending your players out on a boat to smoke weed and hang out with prostitutes out in the middle of international waters. At the end of the day, your job is to make sure that team wins. It's not to make a player feel good about themselves. And Bryant will be best served in an athletic position. Hey, maybe every now and again you run a play where he turns up and throws the ball. But all I'm going to tell you is he is not a dual threat quarterback. He is a running quarterback. You know that all you have to do is lock down the receivers. And there's nowhere to throw to. Well, he can scamper up and take off running. Bet you didn't think about that, Bobby. Shut up. I sat beside somebody at the Clemson spring game who looked at me and said that, and what was my reply to him? Well, if Clemson and Alabama was playing Kelly Bryant, I don't know what they would do. I don't know if they would load the box and make him throw the ball because he doesn't have that great of an arm. And when you have pressure coming at you from all sides and you're seeing some of these exotic packages, guess what? You have to stop it just a little bit longer, and that's when the defense gets to you. Here's the deal. Put him in a place he'll be successful. His draft status will go up. He'll be fine. He'll thank Clemson in the long run. But what I'm going to say here is everybody in the country is talking about our quarterback situation because they know that if we figure out our quarterback situation, we have the line on both sides to do it, especially the defensive line. We have the defensive unit to do it. We have the offensive unit to do it. We already know T. Higgins. I'll go ahead and tell you this. If T. Higgins stays healthy, he stays healthy and keeps his head on straight, he'll be an first-team All-American by mid-season. They'll go ahead and say he's first-team All-American. If he does as well as I think he'll do, and they'll get somebody to get the ball to him as much, he's going to be the top wide receiver in the country. Okay? He's going to be he's already our running backs are fantastic. They're outrageous. You have speed with tough built into them. We haven't had a tandem like this in a long time, if ever. Okay? What am I saying? Clemson's success hinges on whether they'll make the right decision at quarterback. And sometimes when you have a relationship with people, and sometimes when you're thinking too much about stuff, you don't make the right decision. And that's what I'm really afraid of. I admit it. Bobby Dirkens, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm freaking Bobby Dirkens. I ain't afraid. Tell you right now. I had a gun right now. Had 3 bullets in it. And I had to go out here and beat ISIS. Bobby Dirkens would figure it out. Because I ain't afraid of nothing. Nor am I afraid of people who, they've already done it, have slapped me around or attempted to, and said, Bobby, he's won a national championship, you've won 0, so I trust him. Boy, that's a good old way to try to slam down an argument. Let me tell you this. That same coach who won a national championship, his offensive unit did not even bother to move the pocket against Alabama. Well, he couldn't. You always try. You go down swinging. Remember the first rule in fighting? There are no rules. You're the ones who will make the rules up in fighting. So, well, anyway, that's Bobby Dirkens saying, really think about Memorial Day. Next time you're sitting around hearing a bunch of people talking about how horrible America is and all the nastiness that we've done. And, the rest of the world is perfect, but we're the problem. Punch them in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth. They don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we ain't perfect. There's things we can get better at. But this is the best dang nation in the world. Hey, guess who the rest of the world comes running to when there's a problem? Good old red, white, and blue. So, what's Bob Dirkens saying? Have a good one. Remember, subscribe if you hadn't already. It's just that button over there in the corner. You say, Bobby, I ain't got a profile. Lord, go in there and get you a Google, and I'm not promoting them or whatever. Get you an email address, even if just so you can see, and I'll put up a new video. It'll be a blessing to you. So you go over there, subscribe, and put down here in the comments who you want me to focus on team. Now, don't give me Doo-Doo State. If you say, I want you to do a video on Doo-Doo State, I ain't doing it. They're Doo-Doo State. They're going to suck. Their entire season's going down the toilet, if you know what I mean. That's a cheesy one from me. But anyway, put somebody up there who's a major contender, a top 25 team, you believe, and we'll start doing videos on them, and maybe we'll learn a little something together. All right, have a good one. Bobby Dirkens.